He's never fought us. Not us united.
Die. Oh! I can so see that. That's it. Welcome to Comics League Recaps. I'm Jared. That's Nick, and that's JJheat. What's up, gentlemen?
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Thank you. I was about to say, JJheat, you got to do it. You got to do it. But so we're talking about Mandalorian season 3, episode 3. Now, here's the thing. So, by the way, if you're wondering where episodes 1 and 2 are, we did that on Comics League Dark. I'll link the stream to it if you guys are interested. So, here's the thing. All right. And Nick and I talked about this in DM, so we're pretty much on the same page on this. The Mandalorian parts, the parts that actually featured the Mandalorian in the Mandalorian show, were great. The other parts, way too long. Go ahead, Nick.
So the only nitpick I would have about the Mandalorian parts is the TIE fighters kind of coming out all of a sudden. It did kind of come out of left field a little bit. Like, I'm hoping they kind of explain it later, but it did kind of seem that they kind of like a butt pull. You know,
well, they did explain it because because Bo-Katan said she stole stuff from Imperial Warlord, and that pissed off an Imperial Warlord.
Well, that was the ship they stole. Like, I don't know. It seems kind of tenuous at best, but I'll give it a half a point. Doc, a half a point on that one.
All right. So in terms of Nick, here's Nick's opinion on that point.
I have spoken.
I do want to get into some positives, though.
Yeah.
I really, really like the story they're setting up for Bo-Katan.
Yes, dude.
It's pretty clear. It is now clear what her storyline is. Her reconnecting with her Mandalorian heritage. Like,
oh yeah. When they brought her into the fold and she didn't take off that helmet and she like embraced it, I was like, because I was gonna ask. I was like, wait a second. She bathed in the waters too. And you know what's kind of funny? You know she was thinking about the helmet on the mythosaur when they like were patting her on the back saying welcome to the clan. She looks at the skull, at the mythosaur skull on the wall, so she was like, maybe this isn't BS. By the way,
also
I'm wearing the appropriate shirt.
Well, this is what I'm wearing, but
yeah, all right, that works.
Also, I need to glow a little bit because we did talk about how they're going to prove it. I did mention bringing the waters. I did mention that.
You got to give
said bringing the tooth back. I said bring the waters back.
I said bringing the waters as well.
No, after I said they'd never be able to bring a mythosaur tooth back.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned the water.
Nope, the waters was me. I said he's probably gonna take a vial of water.
All right,
I have spoken.
We're both right. How about that?
All right. Well, they didn't bring back a tooth, so you're wrong. But anyway, but beyond that, again, the Mandalorian parts of this were really cool. I enjoyed them because
it just took up like 10% of the episode.
Like a panther.
I'm sorry. That moment is so stupid. It looks hilarious.
It was improv too.
I'm sorry. That's such a meme, and that guy is just he's in such good humor about it. Like if you're at a convention, you ask him to do the band thing, he'd
do it. But I had to grab that when I was grabbing clips for.
I mean, he's Aquaman's dad, so what do you expect?
And I had when I was in college, this was around the time that Aquaman came out. And what's kind of funny is I had a professor. He came up to me because he knew I was a comic book fan, and he goes, "So wait a second, I got something to say to you." So I'm like, "Oh man, did I do something wrong in class?" He goes, "No, Aquaman's dad is Boba Fett. I like that."
No wonder he's so badass.
Yeah, I'm like, thank you. But anyway, so going on to the other non-Mando things. So I get what they're doing. I from a storytelling perspective, they're trying to world build. The problem is they're doing it when we want to be because here's the thing. It's sandwiched in between the Mando plot. So here's the worst part of it. I'm watching this episode. They just escaped. And I'm like, okay, cool. Where are they going now? Why am I on Coruscant?
And here's the thing. this whole segment was a bait and switch. We thought it was the Doctor, who he's kind of an interesting character. Like, I thought maybe he would be kind of like a side character throughout the series. And they effectively, spoiler alert, by the way, can I do spoiler alert?
Read the
5,
banner.
4.
Read the no.
Okay.
You don't have to count off. Read the banner. I've warned you enough, people.
I just wanted to make sure. Make sure. They kill him off. And
they don't kill him. Well, actually, yeah, they do kill him off when you think about it.
Yeah, because they use the mind flare, and they established that it'll cook your brain if it's set too high, and he sets it high. It's very heavily implied that he's either dead or brain dead.
And you notice that was kind of set up because she was the comms officer for Gideon, so he probably said,
Also,
"Okay, so go plant." Yeah.
Yeah. So here is my theory about what is going on. Okay. They established that Moff Gideon escaped. Okay, so he's out there. Moff Gideon is on the board. All right.
Yeah, he escaped. Yeah.
She was very tight with Moff Gideon. It's obvious it's obvious her loyalties are not to the New Republic. It is obvious.
Oh yeah. Oh
Definitely.
yeah.
I think she is an inside agent for Moff Gideon.
Which it's genius that he's using this because this is all like reintegrating Imperial officers back into society. I'm like, of course you would exploit this. Are you kidding me?
And also, I'm sorry, but she does not work at a villain. She is so bland. No
Fun fact, Nick.
It needs to be said.
She was an Ant-Man. She was an Ant-Man 3, and she was equally as bland. I didn't like her.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, no offense to the actress, but she is not that good in her role. Visually, she is like she has honestly, I had to think for a second when I first saw her. Oh, she was a it took me a few seconds to remember who she was.
Yeah.
Like, the Doctor had a more interesting look and a more had better it was a better actor. Like I'm not sorry. I'm sorry, but she's just not that interesting. Like, seriously, and it's not even the fact that she's kind of like a non-binary androgynous. Like, I've seen the androgynous look good before. She just can't pull it off.
No.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. Yeah, that part it didn't bother me at all. I was just
but I'm saying that's not even a factor. Like, even if that's what she was going for, she couldn't even pull off that look.
Well, it's just, and also the material she was given was just bland.
Yeah,
you got to give that.
We all love Cara Dune, and admittedly, Gina is not the best actress, but at least she works well with what she got. At least she has she's a charming actress.
And she had good material to work with. But anyway, but it's I get what they're trying to do. They were trying to show that the Republic was not as righteous as we typically see. By the way,
it's clearly also.
Mm-hmm.
I have another theory.
Mm-hmm.
Those TIE fighters were first order TIE fighters because if you look at them, they look like first order TIE fighters. Because remember, the first order TIE fighters had a black and red color scheme on them.
Were they black and red?
They kind of
were black and gray. They were black and gray. I remember not looking at them because I would have noticed that they were black and red. And
those are first order. Those are first order TIE fighters.
No, they weren't, because the first order it's still Imperial remnants. Even Bo-Katan says that.
But the thing is, but the thing you got to realize is the Imperial remnant became the first order. Yeah,
but what you also have to realize is that it was just a red stripe. It wasn't. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna.
But the thing is, the Imperials did not use all black TIE fighters. They used gray. We didn't
black and gray. The wings were gray, and remember, these were TIE interceptors. These weren't
but the
TIE
bodies were gray as well. These are not Imperial TIE fighters. The first order used black, all black. And the thing is, I think the accent color is irrelevant. The fact that they're all black is really what's important, because in the Imperial, whenever we see Imperial TIE fighters, they're always a very dull kind of gunmetal gray kind of color. We never. The only time we saw black TIE fighters is when they're special fighters, when they're kind of special ones. But all of them were kind of a blackish color.
According to Disney, those were actual TIE interceptors. Those were not first order.
But the thing is, the first order used TIE interceptors. They used TIE fighters.
No, I know that, but according to the actual people that make the show, those are not first order TIE fighters.
But did they say they're Imperial or in First Order?
Imperial Remnant. So they haven't made the transition yet.
But no, what I'm saying is maybe they're mid-transition because the Imperial Remnant did become the First Order.
No, I know that. But the other thing is that I'm looking at the picture of the TIE Interceptors. I don't see the red. I just see regular TIE fighters.
But the fact that they're all black, to me, means if they're not First Order, then it's going to become the First Order. This is a transition because, like,
they weren't all black.
Yeah. If in the sequel trilogy they were.
No, I mean in the episode they weren't all black.
But there are a lot of like non-special TIE fighters that were black. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is, Disney has made it very clear that they wanted Mando season 3 to start to show the transition to the sequel trilogy. They've made it very clear that like they're kind of marching towards that. Now remember, we're 20 years away from Force Awakens. So this would be about the time we're starting to see kind of like the period, because remember, we're post-battle Jakku right now. We're post-battle,
I know.
And like so like we're kind of at sorry.
Okay, I'm pulling up the episode right now on my iPad because for some reason the dual screens doesn't work. I'm gonna take a look at this, and I'm gonna see because
my argument is
I saw regular colored TIE fighters. It could be I was wrong, but yeah, go ahead.
The thing my theory is it's either First Order, which I'm willing to admit it might not be, but at the very least it's starting transition. Because if it's a mixture, they could be using old TIE fighters with new ones. Remember.
All right, so let me do this.
Now, granted, I don't know a lot of the official lore about the rise of the First Order because I didn't read much of the novels, so I don't like the sequels. But I'm going off of memory here. Snoke basically took what was left of the Imperials. Which, by the way, they are scattershot. The Imperial Remnant is really scattershot, even post-battle.
Actually, the Empire did. The Emperor did that because remember that it was revealed in Episode 9 that was the Emperor the whole time.
It's just, I'm just going.
Somehow Palpatine came back.
I realize that, but it's kind of pedantic to what I'm trying to say.
Hang on.
What I mean is, you're right, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really doesn't.
Also, if
I'm looking at them, I don't see. I'm looking at them right now, and from what I can see, it just looks like regular TIE fighter colors.
I may be wrong.
Yeah, it's just regular. I just see I see the black on the wings, obviously, because that's regular like TIE colors, and then just silver body. Now, here's the thing: it's also too early for the First Order because the First Order didn't really show up until the New Republic had fully demobilized their armed forces, and they were in the process of doing that in this episode.
You got to realize, I think even Mandalorian is post-battle Jakku.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying the First Order didn't show up timeline-wise until the Republic had demilitarized fully. That's what I'm saying.
All right, but
okay,
sorry.
Here are the. I don't know if you can see it very well, but yeah, it's regular TIE fighter colors. It's just because of the lighting that they look black.
Well, I may be wrong. So I'm just gonna say I may very well be wrong. I'm just going off of what I saw. So let's just move on.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, so I get what they were trying to do with the middle part. The problem is I didn't like how it interrupted the Mando part because I'm like, because honestly, this whole episode, I just wanted it to be with Bo and Katan. Rally. By the way, I was right last about my prediction that they're going to rally the Mandalorians now. That's what it looks like they're going for.
Also, Paz Vizsla is going to be an antagonist to this because, like, you saw how he's kind of looking on. He doesn't like Bo-Katan. He doesn't like her at all.
I do think that they're going to retake Mandalore because because Din just proved that guess what, Mandalore is not poison. But real quick, we've been talking for a while. JJheat, your thoughts on the episode?
All in all, I thought the episode was good. Again, like Nick said, no fault to the actress. She just couldn't pull off that look. And I definitely see Mandalore Season 3 as kind of a transition piece to the sequel trilogy. Now, to each their own, the sequel trilogy works in some ways. It doesn't work in others. It all boils down to execution at the end of the day. Am I saying we should do the world?
Sorry, go ahead, JJheat.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
And the problem with the sequel trilogy is it was executed in like the worst possible way. Yes. This was like the worst case scenario in terms of execution.
Like a panther.
You couldn't resist, could you?
I was waiting for an excuse to put that in there, and you guys were like, "Okay, there you go."
Here's a clip you need to get from Force Awakens where Kylo Ren's like, "Ah!" and the guy goes, and they're like, "Nope," and then they walk away.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You need that clip.
That'll be when we're raging about something. That'll be when it'll play at the beginning of my Gotham Knights reviews, because apparently, because of Lawrence, I have to review those all the time.
Like that'll be your note clip. Like nope.
Wait. Nick, have you seen the show?
See what?
Gotham Knights. He won't. By the way, no. We're not talking about Gotham Knights in this show. I'm gonna be firm on that because this is a Star Wars.
I'm just asking a question.
I don't hate watch.
Yeah, that's fair. Neither do I.
I have spoken.
I didn't watch it.
There you go. So anyway,
I know someone who did.
Going back to the show. Jeez.
Save it for CLD, Jerry.
Jerry?
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 Because the thing is, I was about to say Jared. Jared.
Yeah.
So I was like, Jared. I kind of lost confidence and I just kind of trailed off.
Freudian slip.
Oh, to smell the roses.
All right, but anyway, the problem is, I don't because I think that because the problem a lot of people had with like Book of Boba Fett, in addition to a lot of other stuff, was the fact that they had that entire episode that was just Mando. So I'm like, here's the thing.
And
you shouldn't.
Sorry. And then it's okay. Go ahead, Jared.
You shouldn't have any episodes where the title character is not front and center. Yes, go ahead.
Last of Us.
Yeah, exactly. As I get this purpose of that episode, but I just think that the show's about Joel and Ellie.
They did it twice.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me.
I granted at least one of the episodes was about DLC. The other one was just pure ego.
Yeah. Now let me ask you guys this: what do you think the odds are that the end of the season is a massive battle on Mandalore?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
How about a percentage? How confident are you in terms of percentage?
I'd give it a 65%. I'd give it 65.
I like those odds.
I was waiting to use that.
I think it's very clear we're leading up to that. Also, I wouldn't be surprised. Also with all the talk of cloning, I think this is set up for the Ahsoka series, which I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Ahsoka is going to adapt, probably loosely, Heir to the Empire.
Very loosely.
It can, because it's using Thrawn.
And hot take: if they would use Heir of the Empire and bring Thrawn back, they would have to bring Ezra back.
Yeah, well,
that's
what they're doing.
Yeah, Ahsoka, they've already casted Ezra. They've already casted both Ezra and Sabine.
No, you don't. You don't get what I'm saying. There used to be a fan theory where Ezra was going to grow to be Disney's Star Killer.
Oh no. So, but basically, what Nick just said, it's what Nick just would do is he would walk into the Disney office. So basically, what Nick did is he would walk into the Disney office talking about Heir to the Empire, and he would go,
"You have something I want. You may think you have some idea what you are in possession of, but you do not."
You were killing with these clips, bro.
I needed that one so badly. I was like, yes. and then obviously I have a this is the way and such, and I incorporated a little Mandalorian into JJheat's intro, so all in all, the Mando parts I give a solid 8 out of 10. The Coruscant parts, because it was a little weak and long, it was too long and irrelevant really to the show, because the show should be about Mando rallying the Mandalorians, and it's not that. I would give it the episode as a whole 6 out of 10 because of that inclusion.
Mm-hmm.
I think it really drags down the episode, particularly if it's in the middle of a great plot.
Like, if they would have cut back and forth and made it a little bit more even,
yeah,
then we'd probably be talking about a 7 out of 10 episode here.
Yeah, but the fact that it's just all that,
it almost feels deceptive. I'm going to be honest with you. It feels like a bait and switch. It's almost like, hey, we know you're here for Mandalorian, but hey, we're going to become a different show. Like, it's like it felt like an entirely different show.
But I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when Dr. Pershing and I forget her name, the
fact that we can't even remember
the communications officer were at that Republic Carnival. If you listen in the background, they're playing the theme for the Resistance from Episode 7.
Also, and as far as Easter eggs, I don't know if you noticed, but the cab driver, his face is actually. If you ever seen the concept drawings that Ralph McQuarrie did for Star Wars, his original concept for C-3PO is that face.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, this isn't the first time they've the mind from Ralph McQuarrie because Sabak, you know, the cat guy from Rebels,
and
his
game?
design. No, whoever the cat warrior guy from Rebels. He is actually based off the original Chewbacca design that Ralph McQuarrie did.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah, actually, Rebels, they actually take a lot of inspiration from, like, Ralph McQuarrie's drawings. The lightsabers were originally, like, super thin, and that's why the lightsabers in Rebels are super thin, because they're going off of Ralph McQuarrie's artwork.
That's really cool. I like that. So, in terms of where, so any theories on what do you think the next episode is going to be? Me personally, if it features Mando, this is going to be him trying to rally the clan to say, "Let's go take back our home." Because now I just proved to you it's not poisoned.
Well,
I'm pretty sure
depends on the episode count. If
Yeah.
we're getting like 6 to 8, I could definitely see this being the halfway point of the season. But I know Disney Plus shows are going to have at least one filler episode. She-Hulk.
I'm hoping this is the one filler episode, because that Dr. Pershing episode.
See, the thing that makes me mad is if this was just setting up Dr. Pershing, I would be upset, but that'd be one thing. But the fact that they spent nearly an hour with this character just to kill him off at the end for the benefit of someone who no one really cares about, it's just stupid. It is like
they'll announce the communication officer is getting her own show. So I looked at it.
Notice how the Reva episode they've gone quiet.
Yeah, you notice how with Reva, wasn't she supposed to get her own show, and then they're like, no. But anyway, I just looked it up, and this was episode 3, and typically they have 8 episodes as the season. So what this looks like is that we're approaching the halfway point. So it could be episode 4 is going to be them rallying, and then the rest of it is them like as a battle.
Don't they usually like send out like the titles for each episode before the series starts? Like, is there a way to look up the titles for the rest of the episodes? Because maybe we can speculate off of there.
That works. I'll look that up. Mandalorian episode titles season 3. Let me look that up, and then
I think they may be just doing it like chapter or whatever.
I think they're doing it based upon what which episode's out, because they don't have them for all of them. But it is interesting how this episode's called The Convert. It's in 2 ways, because of the Imperial officers turning into Republic officers and such, but also Bo-Katan.
Yeah, double entendre. Yeah, that works.
It's very much there. So I'm trying to find the episode title. So let me see here.
And while we're waiting on that, I definitely feel like there's a strong synergy with Bo-Katan's art because she goes from radicalist to remorseful. So she kind of. I don't think Bo-Katan really contributed in Rebels that much, except like the last season. She doesn't contribute in Rebels that much.
Also,
but you could really go ahead, Nick.
No, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
You could really tell that she has changed her viewpoint since then, and she's actively trying to redeem herself.
Plus the fact when you look at her arc going back to Clone Wars, because she's been on the side of radical Mandalorians before, and she saw the danger of it, and now she's seeing what this clan actually is. In other words, they're not Death Watch. Let me put it that way. I think she was a little concerned that he was in Death Watch. Then when she
was part of Death Watch. She was.
I'm saying she was. That's the radical organization she was at before. That's what that's what I was saying. But when she looks at this group, she sees that they're just trying to survive and preserve the culture. It's not like Death Watch. So I think that's why she's more willing, particularly now. And by the way, I noticed when the armorer asked her, "Have you taken off your helmet since you bathed in the waters?" In my head, I was like, "Oh yeah, she didn't take the helmet off. That was intentional." Even Din said, "It's better if you just keep the helmet on while we're here, at least."
Also, you notice how Paz called her Night Owl, which was the name of their group.
Yeah.
So Paz knows her past.
Yeah.
And fun. Speaking of Night Owl, I'm doing a Tim Drake video on the redundancy of the character, and Night Owl is the name we came up with. So I was
that was. That was a nice segue here.
Froze.
Oh, good.
Self plug aside, Jared, continue.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, everyone knows who Bo-Katan is. Even the armorer identified her immediately as Bo-Katan Kryze. So, in other words, she didn't have to introduce herself, which makes sense.
To be fair, it would be like if Prince William suddenly showed up at your compound.
Well, yeah, except actually cool.
No, what I'm saying, because she's a princess. She's a princess.
No, I know, but except cool. That's what I'm saying. But anyway,
Prince William's kind of cool.
Oh my gosh, I'm not having this debate on an episode, Nick. But anyway, Jesus.
Oh.
But anyway, it's showing that, and you notice, despite her past, I think that's another thing. They know who I am, but they still welcome me with open arms.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about Mandalorians. Despite you may have disagreements with them, and this is a debate that Nick and I had on CLD when we talked about like why she all of a sudden dropped everything and came and saved him. Because Mandalorians are honor bound that if one of yours is injured or in trouble, you have to save them.
And my argument was that he was very cavalier. Like, basically up until now, if we're going to use a Christianity kind of analogy, he was basically a non-denominational Mandalorian, up until then. So where like he didn't really follow all the tenets, maybe he believed in some of them, believed in the spirit of the idea, but now he's converted and become a child of the Watch.
But yeah, and by the idea, and I said the ideals that I think she at least adopted were like the brotherhood thing, at least, but because I'm like, she pointed him in that direction. If he gets in trouble, it's kind of her fault too. So she's like, all right, fine, I sent him there.
Also, I do feel some hints of romance.
Yes, and I'm so for that because I think that works really well. And they already have a kid.
Okay, speaking of Grogu,
and he
kind of comment. Can we comment on how useless Grogu has been this season? He's basically window dressing.
Thank you.
No. Last episode he got Bo-Katan.
Except for that one moment, he has just been window dressing.
He's the literal golden goose of the show. Let's just call it for what it is.
But what did he really do in like season 1?
At least he was the point of the plot. Like, at least the point of season 2 was getting him to the Jedi. Like, at least he was the MacGuffin of seasons 1 and 2. At least that was his purpose, was to be the literal MacGuffin of the show. Now he has no point and purpose.
And once again, we're 3 episodes in, so that could change immediately. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so I'll reserve my comments of full judgment on Grogu until the series is over.
Grogu exists so men can get their girlfriends to watch The Mandalorian.
And Grogu exists for 42-year-old single women who've never been married to buy Star Wars merchandise.
Yeah. And by the way, so once
You've
again,
really been waiting for that one, haven't you, Nick?
So in conclusion, first off, I love how important Bo-Katan has become to Star Wars, because she's always been like one of my favorite characters, and I'm like, now she's getting her due.
I just hope they don't sack her off the show.
Probably.
All right. This is really
Like a bantha.
You're just making it worse.
That's how well that joke landed.
You're saying it landed like a bantha.
I have spoken.
But anyway, so I think that's a good place to leave it. I think we're pretty much in agreement that it's about a like 6 out of 10 taking everything into account. Yeah, just because it's like it's just it has a lot of unnecessary stuff to a Mandalorian show. If they were doing like a New Republic show, then I could see that last hour being more fitting than a show called The Mandalorian.
It definitely
Also,
could have been structured better. Go ahead, Nick.
Some things I want to point out. The opera, like that arena where he's talking at, that is where Anakin went to see Palpatine. Because if you look at like the entrance, it's the same entrance. It's literally from the same shot that Anakin went in.
Oh, really? So that's where we learned the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Yeah, that's where they have the Mon Calamari ballet. You know, so yeah, like because like the entrance is literally exactly the same.
Yeah, that's awesome. So on that note, gentlemen, where can one find you?
JJheat, you go first.
Oh, okay.
Well, JJheat Blaze, I recently got my JJheat Blaze. You can find me on YouTube. I'm on YouTube, JJheat Blaze. You can find me on Twitter, JJheat75. And again, SWTOR playthroughs, DC Comics, and just more content to go around. Hopefully I can get 200 before the end of the year. Nick?
I believe in you. I believe you will.
Thank you.
Sub to JJheat. He's awesome. He really does bring the heat.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be your tagline. JJheat brings the heat.
I kind of used it in his intro.
Oh. But for me, you can find me on Twitter. Just search Phoenix Press. YouTube, do the same. Instagram, the.phoenix.press. I have my my playthrough of Force Awakens coming out on Friday. Jared is extra brutal, and we all love him and enjoy him. And then,
so in case you're wondering how Nick plays Fallen Order,
Like a bantha.
that was good.
that was good. That's basic. If you want to see a Jedi fall off a cliff and get beaten up by goats, that's pretty much Nick.
So, actually, we recorded episode 4 today because we record them like a week in advance. And my favorite moment recording is when you said like, you should just jump off. It's like you can. My character literally stops. I turn around
And then he just jumps off. He just jumps off like an idiot.
Like
He's been. We should call this playthrough the worst Jedi ever.
I don't know. So like, so yeah.
Wouldn't that be Anakin?
Nope. He
did kill younglings.
He redeemed.
He killed younglings.
He redeemed.
So I'm gonna try with this episode to do like a preview clip, like just kind of do like a quick like to promote the episode. And there's one where Jared, where I'm just gonna hum a little tune to give you a hint about what it's gonna be. Do 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 do.
The Simpsons?
We'll be right back.
Do do do. Oh, now I get it.
what you should
Jared,
do also
You know
is
exactly the clip moment.
put like the we'll be right back screen that says like we'll be right back, technical difficulties.
No, I'm just going to invoke the meme. I'm literally going to do that. It's going to be like a 15-second clip, and I'm going to, like basically my plan is the Thursday before the episode goes live. I'm going to put like a YouTube short just to kind of give you a preview. And it's like a funny moment from it. And episode 4 is going to be the moment we just talked about. So,
on that note, so on Friday, I'm collabing with a friend of mine from Nerdettes. We're going to talk about Snyderverse stuff because that's my thing. Yeah, and we're going to talk about a bunch of other stuff like Lois Lane. But if you guys want to see a really well done debate, go to Nerdettes Newsstand where I debated her friend Robert on Lois Lane and the Snyderverse. There was 2 separate topics, and it went really well. What's up, Nick?
Also, I need to promo. So Saturday evening, after I get done with Jared's stream, I'm going to be doing a stream of my own because a buddy of mine sent me a video game care package, and it's on its way now. And I'm going to unbox it live with him in the stream.
Sweet.
And I'm going to be reacting to the stuff he sent me. Jared, if you want to be there and provide color commentary, you're more than welcome to hang along, but you don't have to be. But I just wanted to kind of let you guys know.
Nick, that's the worst way to open a box. What kind of a box opener are you? That's pretty much. So basically, it'll be my my commentary from Star Wars, but in real life, but IRL. That's pretty much going to be
sure.
Yeah. But so in terms of and then in terms of the streams this week, we have the the Snyderverse celebration stream at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with anyone that wants to show up, and then we have the Matrix what's the third movie called?
Revolutions.
They all start with RE, so I'm like, which am I talking about? So it's Revolution. We're going to talk about Matrix Revolutions, otherwise known as the third movie in the trilogy. Again, yes, I say trilogy. And then after that, we'll do.
Man, it's a shame they never made a 4th one.
It's really a shame. It's just open content. And then we're going to talk about. Yeah, just that movie, and then we'll
talk about that movie, and then we'll also probably talk about a little bit about the Matrix MMO, and then probably a little bit about Path of Neo, just kind of like
But anyway,
now,
so
hold on.
So wait, I'm not done yet. And then let me see, what was I going to? Oh yeah, on CLD this week, which is our weekly news show, we'll be talking about the cryptic as Hal Snyder tweet and. Whatever we'll talk about how Mando had like a really bad like premiere drop off.
Willow, maybe we'll touch upon some bank closures, which does kind of impact some things, but we'll talk about that.
So I don't have because this episode's already going for like 37 minutes. We're gonna end it here, gentlemen. It was a pleasure. We will see you guys in the next episode, and remember,
Excelsior!
Wait.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.